Thank you for tuning in, and this one is pulled directly from the actual service manual. Lambda, or where the oxygen sensors are supposed to fluctuate, is around 1.5 volts. Even listed that the oxygen sensor is the issue, the intake leak is pretty much out of the question, so everything that we have left now is the fuel injector or fuel pressure loss. But I wanted to add a small clip of the 6-hour trip that I went on in my car, the longest trip that I went on in my car, of a piece of road that reminded me of the Trial Mountain in Gran Turismo, as well as other games, because it's a real actual raceway, but the overlay of the trees are just so beautiful. I had to throw that in there real quick. And coming back here to my fuel pump, you can see that down there, but that is covered. It's saying, let me, oh, that's falling. Okay, so this, yeah, and then it's like a screw in there or something. I'm gonna vacuum for a minute, and then after I get done with vacuuming, the fuel pump is there below that sill. So yeah, I love sand. And the fuel pump is now out. I'm gonna go Spider-Man style here. Something fell out. 3 of something has fallen out of my fuel pump. So this is a returnless fuel pump system, and it has a small fuel pressure regulator built into the actual fuel pump assembly itself, I believe is the idea. And I'm gonna see where that came from. I'm gonna fish those out with my little tool here, so I don't have to actually get gasoline all on my hands. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna get those out of there and see where they came from. So yeah, 3 of these coming from the fuel pump assembly. So I'm gonna take a look at the fuel pump now and see what I can figure out, either where these belong, or if there's an issue with where I have to go back to the original pump over here, which I still have ready to go if I need to, but Kemso may not be out for the count just yet, so we'll see. Alright, so the fuel pump is now broken down as far as I can go, or as far as I want to go, I guess. So I've got that all together. Well, that's the bottom that goes down here, and that's another retainer, a little plastic piece over there. That's the main body of it. This down here, if you are ever looking, this is what senses your fuel temperature, is this little guy right here. So blue and black wire. So there's that. Here is the Kemso. Like I said before, I thought I had a Kemso. It is the Kemso Fuel Systems 10909, and the sock is nasty. It's got some gunk on the bottom of there, if you can kind of see it kind of sticking up there nastily. So yeah, the sock is nasty, and to compare that with the other one that came with it, this is right next to it, and yeah. So one's used, one's apparently not. So I'm gonna replace that with not that one, because I don't think that one fit, but I'm gonna replace it with the original OEM sock that I have over here that is still good and way better than this one here. Also, upon disassembly, this is the internal regulator that I was talking about. So it was really snug. I don't even know where to source one of those, but that would be that. This is the pencil that goes on top of the actual fuel pump, and one thing that I'm worried about is I don't have a replacement one of these. This was pretty snug in there as well and everything, but I would just like to replace that. But I wouldn't mind just replacing that. Oh, I'm tripping. Alright, so I wouldn't mind replacing that just because to keep a snug, high pressure. But if I'm right, these 3 pieces that I found in the tank, for some odd reason, I believe, go up under here. Yeah, that's snug, and there is 3 of them. That is... Alright, that one is there, and then one more. Okay, so yeah, that works. Alright, the fuel pump is, so to speak, a little bit rebuilt. The arm isn't squeaky anymore. I cleaned the contacts for the fuel pump, so then it should be a more clear signal in there on that little bar in there. So that is replaced. The sock is replaced, as this was cruddy and not doing too well. Really not doing too well. Kind of collected some stuff there, so that's replaced. I wasn't able to find anything in my kit for replacement good size O-rings or whatever. Seemed like everything there in that kit would have left it a little bit on the thin side, so I didn't want to have a leaky seal even more if there is any kind of a leaky seal. Plus there was a little bit of a pressure that I had to apply to get the fuel pressure regulator back in there, and yeah, even the fuel pump one that went here that I was a little bit worried about, that one up there is fitted in there quite nicely, so it didn't deteriorate too badly. Cleaned out a little bit of gunk. You might be able to see that. Yeah, there you go. That was on the inside of the fuel pump. So I cleaned that out, got as much as I could out and everything. And so this is going back in the car, and I'm going to see where this leads to.